Local officials in Nelson, BC gave an update last hour about 2 off-duty police officers caught in a deadly avalanche yesterday. Constable Wade Tittlemore was killed. The second officer, Constable Mathieu Nollet, is in hospital in critical condition. The CBC's Sarah Galashan is following developments for us. So Sarah, what more do we know about the circumstances around this incident?
Andrew, not only do we know the names of the 2 officers who were caught up in this avalanche, we also have photos of them. Let's put them up. We have Wade Tittlemore, as you said, 43 years old. He was killed in that avalanche that struck around noon on Monday, leaving behind 2 elementary school-aged children and a wife. And then 28-year-old Mathieu Nollet, seriously injured in that avalanche, in hospital, able to speak, and spoke to the police chief, saying that and in the avalanche he hit a tree, and that's what caused some substantial injuries. He's seriously injured in hospital right now, but that tree also probably saved his life. That and the fact that the pair were wearing avalanche beacons as they made their way out into the backcountry so that they could be found as quickly as possible. They had used a snowmobile to access the backcountry near Kaslo for the purpose of skiing the backcountry. Kaslo is a village about an hour north of Nelson, BC, where they worked as police officers. The pair were off duty. They were touring the backcountry on skis, as I say, near an area known as the Empire Cabin area. It's west of Buchanan Mountain, for those who are familiar with this area. This is according to Kaslo Search and Rescue, who say that they were notified of this situation, the need for a rescue in that area, by someone who did have access to the phone. In fact, there were 5 others who were in the area who were able to get to the 2 individuals, at least in the case of Nollet, able to start with immediate rescue before the search and rescue did arrive. Via helicopter, they had to ensure that it was safe to land, but once they were able to do that, they landed one helicopter, had another above, and using long line, were able to airlift the 2 skiers out, and they were able to get Nollet to a hospital. He is currently being treated in a local hospital. It's an effort that is being praised by a rescue effort being praised by the minister, the public safety minister here in BC, as well as condolences being offered, of course, to the family and loved ones of these officers, particularly in the case of the officer who is deceased. Both of these officers, we learned at the earlier press conference, had previously worked in Calgary as police officers, but had relocated to Nelson, which is a relatively small city, but the largest city in that area of the Kootenays. And they had done so in order to be able to access the outdoors, a huge advantage of living in that area. And Andrew, that is what they were doing when that avalanche struck.
So let's talk about the current weather conditions. What should people know if they're venturing into BC's backcountry this winter? It just sounds really dangerous.
I mean, we have been told now for a couple of weeks that the snowpack is very unusual given the conditions we have seen in the lead up to this. There's been a lot of drought, dry conditions, very cold November, huge snowfall in December, and as such, what you have are some really weak layers underneath some very heavy snow, which is susceptible to movement. The Avalanche Center had put the risk of avalanche at a level 3 out of 5 in that area near Kaslo. That was on Monday night, which means that there's considerable danger of a natural avalanche potentially happening, but a human trigger avalanche in a level 3 is considered to be likely. So in addition to the equipment that you should be bringing and letting people know where you're going, checking that avalanche danger, Andrew, is key.
All right, Sarah, thank you.
You bet.